The Predator versus King Kong. The universe's greatest hunter is now traveling to one of the most dangerous places on Earth, Skull Island, to take down its king, one of the most dangerous monsters on the planet, King Kong. So who's going to ultimately win this fight? And really, is it even going to be close? Let's get into it. The year is 1933. Financially troubled filmmaker Carl Denham has organized a journey to the mysterious Skull Island for his new film. However, the island proves much more dangerous than expected, crawling with monstrous creatures. The natives have even kidnapped the lead actress Ann Darrow and offered her to their god, a massive ape named King Kong. Kong is the ruler of Skull Island and the last of his species, Megaprimatus Kong. He stands at 25 feet tall up to the shoulder and was the most powerful creature on Skull Island, being declared as the 8th wonder of the world. King Kong is the apex predator on Skull Island, which means that he has to be extremely powerful, because there are a lot of dangerous creatures on that island alongside him, like the V-Rexes, a descendant of the T-Rex that's evolved to become bigger, stronger, faster, and more vicious in order to survive in the harsh environments present on Skull Island. These things are not to be messed with or taken lightly, but King Kong is so powerful that it can actually fight against 3 of them at the same time. He can throw them around, knock them back with his punches and kicks, hold them back with just one hand, and easily take them out when it's all said and done. And that was just on Skull Island. Once Kong made his way to New York City, well, he was ready to absolutely wreck shop and tear some stuff up. He could smash through buildings, easily throw cars and trucks around. He could even take planes down out of the sky. Then, of course, King Kong is a giant ape. You know he's going to be fast and agile. He can easily maneuver his way through the jungles of Skull Island and the concrete jungle of New York. He can actually dodge attacks and maneuver himself well during a fight. King Kong is one of one. But then there's the Predator, the universe's greatest hunter. And I guess the first thing we need to talk about is just exactly what kind of predator we're talking about here. I'm not necessarily talking about pred aliens or ultimate predators or anything like that, even though those variants are out there. No, I'm just talking about skill level and expertise here. Predator culture centers all around the ritualistic hunting of other species. This is the foundation of their entire society. In fact, most of their entire life is devoted to the hunt. They'll even travel across huge galaxies or face off against a worthy challenge. They go through an initiation process where they must kill a xenomorph in one-on-one combat. And after they're successfully able to do that, well, they can mark themselves as blooded and are now able to go out on solo hunts. However, being blooded is actually a really broad term. That means the predator's skill can vary here. Like the city hunter is a newly blooded predator off on his very first off-world hunt on Earth. It did not go well. The jungle hunter is another blooded predator, but he's been hunting for years. He's killed countless soldiers, took down elite guerrilla warfare units, and was only killed by Dutch after he had basically butchered all of Dutch's team. So I mean, yeah, skills can vary, which I guess makes the question, what can the average predator do? What can they handle? Well, there's Smiley, who slaughtered a good number of xenomorphs with complete ease and killed a queen with wrist blades. There's Ahab, an elder predator, who once went straight fisticuffs with an engineer, held his own for a little while, despite not being in his prime, and despite the fact that engineers can kill mountains of xenomorphs with their bare hands. There was a novel about a predator who went on an impressive killing spree, killing hundreds of armored men, and even tossed around a huge alligator. Lightstepper was still fairly young, yet managed to kill many xenomorphs and armed humans, all while missing one hand. He even killed a young Pred alien. Deshanda was a renowned clan leader who, despite having broken ribs on top of all sorts of other injuries, killed xenomorphs rather easily, held his own for a little bit against a queen in close quarters. He's also successfully killed a queen before. He even killed a xenomorph with his bare hands, straight up tearing off her head. In the Hell and Hot Water comic, Predator killed giant squids, giant hagfish-looking creatures, and killed numerous armed divers. In the Hell Came a Walking comic, a Predator took a Civil War cannon to the face, was completely unfazed by the blast, despite it pretty much instantly vaporizing the man he was holding. In the Big Game comic, well, the Predator killed the biggest mountain lion this world has ever seen. It killed countless military soldiers, dodged a bazooka from close range. It took 3 chopper missiles in the face, was barely fazed by it. The dude was an absolute nut. In Predator Hunters 2, well, it had a Predator kill plenty of Special Forces soldiers. It had a huge trophy room in a cave, took an airstrike. So yeah, just another absolute unit. So, what does all this tell us? Well, just that while Predators can vary, across the board, they are insanely powerful. Sure, sometimes they can lose to police detectives or a samurai guy, or even get beat up by a big old mother bear. But more often than not, well, they're the ones killing the big old bear. They're the ones plowing through elite soldiers, killing the deadliest prey, taking everyone else down. So who wins? Well, let's break it down. Now, starting out here, King Kong has some obvious advantages in this fight, in that he's a gigantic monster gorilla, meaning he's definitely stronger and tougher than any predator by an absolutely massive margin. If Kong gets his hands on the predator, well, it's game over. He can tear him in half, squish him into a pulp, or just beat him into submission and slam him into the ground until he's not getting back up. It really is close to a one-shot for King Kong here. Problem is, that's pretty much all King Kong has. I mean, he is just a giant gorilla. All he can do is smash. And the Predator is fast enough to dodge and maneuver around a lot of that, considering that he can regularly dodge bullets and deal with multiple xenomorphs at the same time, even xenomorph queens. And this is where we get into the Predator's arsenal and gear, because hunting is what they do. It's what they live for. And very rarely do they just go in there expecting a hand-to-hand fight, especially if they're fighting a monster as big and powerful as King Kong. Like for instance, the Plasma Caster, an absolutely lethal weapon. It's one of the best weapons that the Predator has in the hunt, and is fully capable of causing massive explosions and one-shotting most prey. They've got flamethrowers, grenades, laser mines, even freaking massive laser guns that can bring down whole spaceships. And all these weapons will be devastating to King Kong, considering that a bunch of 1900s biplanes were able to shoot him down and kill him. One hit of a Plasma Caster could do it here. Even if it's not an outright kill, well, it'll be enough to damage Kong to where he's not winning the fight. Now, maybe you want to argue that the Predator isn't going to do that because they're all about the honor of the fight, that they wouldn't just one-shot their opponent like that, would rely more on their primitive weapons like the combi stick spear or their wrist blade to try and take Kong down. Get up there and personal, which would mean that King Kong would have a much better chance at winning. But my argument back to that would be that they're fighting a gigantic monster gorilla. There's not a lack of honor by shooting the thing. There's just honor in being able to kill it no matter what. They can't know that Kong's durability is so weak that Kong will be one-shot by an attack like that. And if the Predator has no problem using its Plasma Caster on humans with guns or on xenomorphs, well then it's gonna have no problem using it on Kong. It just really sucks for King Kong that his durability is so crap. Yeah, the Predator could win here pretty easily. I mean, these things hunted the dinosaurs. The best are able to one-on-one against xenomorph queens. They're no strangers to fighting against giant monsters. King Kong will prove to be a challenge and would be worthy prey, but King Kong isn't surviving against the plasma caster if he can't survive against 1900s machine gun fire. That makes it pretty definitive for the Predator here. The Predator wins. But what do y'all think? Sound off in the comments down below. I know you're gonna have thoughts and feelings on this one for sure. If you stuck around this long and made it to the end of the video, that's amazing. Thank you so much for watching and for supporting us. And if you want to go subscribe, well, go subscribe. You're going to see more videos like this one every single week. I'll see y'all then. I'll see y'all next time.